with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I've just been randomly throwing out fucking resumes, just to anything. I don't really give a fuck. As long as the money's decent, I don't really give a fuck. I need like 3 months work, maybe 4. You know, just to get things under control a little bit. I've gone pretty fucking wild on the credits and the loans and shit, just to buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin related shit. And also, we're getting the fuck out of here next year. This will be the last year we're in Australia. So to move the fuck away, need to get the fucking debt under control a little bit and get a few more investments happening so we have some money. It looks like maybe we'll be moving to the US next year, sometime next year, but we'll be taking a little bit of time off before then, which is what I need. I need more time off, but we're going to take some time off, take the kids to a few different countries. This is before we move to the US, so we need some money. Right now, savings account, 0. Right now, money left over at the end of every week, 0. Like 3 days before the end of every week. So it just is what it is at the moment. I'm going to have to fucking just go back to work for a little while. I need to pick up some cashola. There's a couple other reasons that I won't go into as well, but it looks like it's fucking happening. I got a fucking call back from a job today and I'm going in for an interview on Tuesday. It's working in a tunnel. Working in some fucking tunnel, doing the waterproofing membrane of the inside of the tunnel. You need some tickets for it or some shit like that, and I've got the tickets, so it's decent money too, and it's close to home, so we'll see how it goes. I calculated I need about 4 months work to get everything back under control, and once I have everything back under control, then we won't have $0 at the end of every month. It's fucking brutal to have $0 at the end of every month. Actually, I don't give a fuck. It's more the missus. There's only so much more of this the missus is going to take before it puts a strain on our relationship. So I want to get it all back under... That's the main reason. Everything I said before this is horse shit, actually. It's the missus. She's the one... She's not even saying anything, actually. But if anything, I am a vibe detector and I can feel the vibe. The vibe's like, hey, I don't like having fucking $0 at the end of every month. Can you do something about it? And I'm like, hey, isn't it just good that we have our freedom? I take the kids to school, you do your work, I do gigs, I do the podcast, everything works real nicely. She's not buying that anymore. She's more like, no, we need money. And I'm like, all right, I'll fucking look for something. I don't even know if I can do it. I don't know if I can work for anyone anymore. I feel like I'm too far gone. I just can't imagine someone yelling at me for not doing something or fucking doing something wrong. I would storm out of there just immediately. Anyway, I haven't got a job yet. I've got an interview next Tuesday, and let's put it this way. Now I've got that job interview, I won't be fucking applying for any other jobs. Let's see how that one goes. Anyway, it's Monday. It's the first day of the week, and you know what that means. It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, comedian, philosopher, waterproofing membrane, tunnel guy, Le Boyle, then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. You'll see the Ask Boyle section there. Just put your question in, put your deets in. If you have a story, there's Fucked Up Fridays. I need some more Fucked Up Fridays in. Write out your story, send it through. And while you're there, if I can get you to join the Patreon, if I can get 200 more Patreons by the end of the year, or just like by the end of this week, all I need is 200 more. And I'm fucking sorted. That's it. I won't even need to go to fucking the interview on Tuesday. I'd be fucking sorted. So if you can get over there, join the Patreon. We got the Jenny Diaries as well. There's shit happening, but mainly just buy us a pint, you cunts. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by my man, Lachlan Watt. Lachlan Watt actually did one of the DeGenny Diaries. So if you're on the Patreon, you'll know who I'm talking about. So this is Lachlan's question. Your empathy for cockroaches has me curious as to how you view your carnivorous diet. Do you ever think about the suffering on your plate? What's stopping you from giving veganism a solid go on your quest for purity? Al Waddy, you have come to the right place. Of course I've thought about veganism before. I've tried it. I went like 3 months being a vegan. It wasn't even bad. I was fine. It wasn't a problem at all. But this is like a bunch of years ago. I didn't really understand diet or anything like that. Now the only problem with being a vegan would be getting enough protein in. Protein is the key to my diet, and being a vegan, it's harder to get as much protein as you need to get in just via plant material. I've got pea protein, and it just doesn't work as good as the whey protein. You've got to take more of it and it just doesn't absorb. You can tell. And then you're just not going to pick up enough protein in your diet being a vegan without supplementing hard. When you get to my age, to not lose muscle, you have to be eating around about 25 grams of protein 4 times a day. At the moment, I do that with 2 meals and 2 protein shakes, which is fine. But it's going to be hard to eat that many fucking lentils or spirulina or chia seeds or whatever the fuck you eat. I was thinking about it recently. I could probably do it vegetarian because you can still have milk and eggs and some cheeses. So I reckon it is possible vegetarian. And I don't know, morally, where does that stand? I know morally it's dicey eating fucking chickens and cows and shit like that. It's hard to justify, especially because I don't want to kill it myself. I looked into it morally in Buddhism. It's okay to eat meat as long as you know it hasn't been killed specifically for you. So you don't have to be a vegan or vegetarian in Buddhism, but the Buddhist lady that I listen to, Jetsumna Tenzin Palmo, she's like, yeah, but that rule was made back in Buddha's day when he was traveling around, walking around India in bare feet, living off alms, like begging for food. So he just ate whatever was given to him. He couldn't refuse any food, so meat was part of his diet. But she argues, she's like, I don't think the Buddha would be too excited seeing the industrial meat farms and the murder going on there. And I'm like, no, I don't think so either. I don't really think there's any way you can justify it besides like, I'm hungry and I want to eat, which is fine because I'm pretty sure like humans would never have lasted this long, would never have got this far, would never have got far enough to even think of Buddhism and enlightenment if it wasn't for meat. Like you see on those shows like Alone, the only thing that gets you through is like fat, animal fat. If you're trying to live off the land and just berries and shit, you're dead in like 10 minutes. You're dead in like 10 minutes if you're just eating like animal protein as well. You need the fat. That's where all the energy comes from. But yes, you do raise a very good point. It does seem somewhat hypocritical that I will save cockroaches and then devour a 400-gram rump steak on the same night. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how I'm justifying it. I'm justifying it by my taste buds, to be honest with you. I'm like, steak's delicious. And it's grass-fed steak. It's very good for you as well. I don't know. Maybe I will have to give it another try. But I don't think I can do veganism. I know there's vegans out there that are going to go, no, you don't need that much protein. You can use this as a fucking different source of protein. I'm like, shut up. I've spent fucking like 200 hours looking into protein. I want to keep as much muscle on my body as I can as I grow older because it fucking disappears as you get older. So there I am. This is where I am. I know it's morally wrong, but I'm not going to stop eating fucking meat. Not yet anyway. I might get to the point where I'm just I just can't deal with the guilt anymore. But I'm not there yet. Anyway, thank you for the question. That probably just sounded like fucking 10 minutes of justification. And it was. Anyway, that'll fucking do for today. And I'll see you the fuck later.